Deep beneath the quiet waves lived a young mermaid with a heart far bigger than the ocean around her. This is the true story of a girl who longed for more than the world she was born into, a soul that dreamed, loved, and dared to hope. Her journey is not just about love, but about courage, sacrifice, and the quiet bravery of choosing a destiny no one believed she could reach. Tonight, we follow her gentle heart through longing, pain, and hope, toward a truth that changed her forever.
The storm came out of nowhere. Lightning ripped the sky in half, waves rose like black mountains, and a great ship was breaking to pieces on the wild, boiling sea. In the chaos, a young prince was thrown into the water, his cry swallowed by thunder. Far below, in the dark green deep, a pair of blue eyes snapped open. It's him. The Little Mermaid kicked hard, her tail slicing through the water as she raced upward, toward danger, toward a choice that would change not only her life, but her very soul.
I cannot believe how amazing this place looks today. It really is magical, isn't it?
Long before that storm, in a place no human ship had ever reached, the sea was calm and quiet. Sunlight melted into layers of blue, then faded into a deep, endless twilight. There, carved from coral and pearl, stood the palace of the Sea King. The Sea King was mighty and stern, his eyes the color of ancient storms. Long ago he had lost his queen, and from that day on he rarely smiled. The care of his 6 daughters had fallen to his mother, an old sea woman wise in the ways of both the sea and the heart. She ruled the household with firm kindness. She knew the laws of the ocean, the history of merfolk, and the secrets of distant tides. She was proud of her noble blood and even prouder of her granddaughters. Each princess was born a year apart. Each was beautiful in her own way, some wild and daring, others graceful and elegant. But the youngest, though the smallest, was the one no one ever forgot.
So lovely.
Listen to the water. Feel the current. It will guide you home safely.
And so the sisters gathered in the vibrant blue current.
The youngest princess had skin as soft as the inside of a shell, and eyes as blue and deep as the open sea. While her sisters wore strings of pearls and gems pulled from sunken treasure chests, she chose instead a simple wreath of white lilies. Each petal glowed faintly in the water, reflecting the gentle light of her soul. She was quiet, not because she had nothing to say, but because she was always listening to the stories of her sisters, to the distant boom of human ships, and to the mysterious songs that seemed to drift down from the world above. When the others laughed and played among the forests of coral, she often slipped away to her own little garden, a circle of red sea flowers near the edge of the kingdom. There she would sit for hours, resting her chin in her hands, staring upward where the water grew lighter and lighter until it became sky. It was not curiosity alone that stirred her heart. It was longing. She wanted to see the world of humans. One evening, as the currents turned slow and soft, she spoke to her grandmother. "Grandmother," she asked, "do humans truly live so short a time?" Her grandmother nodded. "Yes, child. They are like sparks on the wind. We, the people of the sea, may live for 300 years. They are lucky to see 80. "Then why?" the little mermaid whispered. "Do I envy them?" Her grandmother tilted her head. "Because, my dear, when our lives end, we become foam on the waves. We vanish, leaving no trace. But humans have a soul that continues beyond the body. When they die, that soul rises to the stars and lives on for all eternity." The little mermaid's heart tightened. So they live less? Yet in another way, they live forever? "Yes," her grandmother said, "that is the gift we were not given." The little mermaid looked upward into the darkening blue. "I would give all my 300 years," she murmured, "for one life as a human, if it meant gaining an immortal soul." Her grandmother sighed. Humans would call that madness, and even if it were possible, the price would be high. "Do not speak of such things lightly, child." But the words were already rooted, deep and unshakable.
Pull harder, men! We can't hold her, Captain. Belay that talk! We must secure the mast!
There was one law in the Sea King's realm that both comforted and tormented the Little Mermaid. When a mermaid turned 15, she was allowed to rise to the surface and see the world above. Year after year, she listened to her sister's stories. The eldest came back first, eyes shining. She spoke of moonlight dancing on calm waters, of a shoreline glittering like silver dust, and of ships floating like dark islands against the starlit sky. The second sister spoke of a distant city, of lights along the harbor, music spilling from windows, and bells ringing over spires and towers. Another spoke of a storm she had watched from afar, lightning tearing across the clouds while humans ran for shelter on the shore. Each tale burned brighter in the youngest sister's imagination. She could see it all, though she had never yet felt a breeze on her face or the cool kiss of rain. At last, the long-awaited day came. On the evening of her 15th birthday, the sea lay calm as glass.
I can't believe we
The sky
finally
above
made it
glowed
here.
with the
rumors
last
were
orange
true.
and
It's
pink
the
of
most beautiful
sunset,
place in the entire
fading into the
ocean.
first shy stars. The little mermaid rose slowly, her heart pounding so hard she thought the humans above might
And
hear
then he
it.
just swam
Then,
away.
suddenly,
Can you believe it?
her
No
head
way!
broke through the
That is
surface.
the funniest thing I have
Air
ever
brushed
heard.
her face. The world opened around her, huge and endless. The sky stretched overhead like a painted ceiling of fire and gold. She filled her lungs with the cool night air and felt, for the first time, what it was like not just to float, but to breathe. Not far away, a grand ship rocked gently on the waves. Lanterns were strung across its masts, glowing like constellations. Music drifted across the water. Fiddles, drums, flutes, and singing voices woven together in celebration. Curious, she swam closer. Through an open window, she could see a brightly lit hall. Inside, people danced and laughed, their clothes shimmering in candlelight. At the center of it all stood a young man.
The currents have been restless lately, my dear. We must ensure the safety of the reef.
The young man was tall and graceful, his dark hair falling across his forehead, his eyes warm and alive. The sailors moved around him with respect and affection, and even from the water, it wasn't hard to see that he was loved. "It's his birthday," she heard someone say inside the cabin. "Our prince has come of age." "Prince," she repeated silently. She didn't understand why her heart quickened. She had seen handsome merfolk before. She had lived surrounded by beauty all her life. And yet, this human, this fragile, short-lived creature, seemed to shine with a light all his own. She stayed beside the ship for hours, half hidden among the waves. The music rose and fell. Laughter warmed the night. Above her, the stars wheeled slowly across the sky. For a moment, with her chin resting on her arms and her gaze fixed on the prince, she forgot that she belonged to the sea at all.
Underneath the blue, our hearts beat strong and true. This magic realm will...
Then the wind changed. A low rumble rolled across the horizon. Clouds swallowed the stars. The music faltered, then stopped altogether. Waves began to rise, each higher than the last. The Little Mermaid's joy turned to dread. The sea grew black and cruel.
We must flee to
Thunder
the deep reef
boomed.
before it's too
Lightning
late.
tore through the sky, lighting the ship in ghostly flashes. Sailors shouted, running across the deck as the vessel pitched and groaned. "We're going down!" someone screamed. The mast snapped like a broken bone. The ship tilted, splintered, then shattered. Humans tumbled into the churning sea, their cries lost in the roar. The Little Mermaid did not hesitate. She dived into the chaos. It was like fighting a living beast. Waves crashed from all sides. Planks and ropes spun around her. She searched desperately in the dark, lungs burning, heart pounding. Where is he? Then she saw him. The prince was sinking, eyes closed, his arms limp, his body turning slowly as the water pulled him downward. She shot toward him, caught him around the chest, and kicked upward with all her strength. They broke through the surface together. All night she held him, his head resting against her shoulder as the waves carried them where they pleased. He never woke. She watched his face in every flash of lightning, terrified that at any moment he might go still and never breathe again. At last, the storm passed. The sea grew calmer. Streaks of gold and pink spread along the horizon. In the distance, she saw land, a quiet shore near a white stone temple, its bells faintly visible against the soft morning sky. With the last of her strength, she swam toward it. She laid the prince gently on the sand, smoothing back his wet hair, memorizing every line of his face. "Live," she whispered, though he couldn't hear her. "Even if you never know I was here." She pressed a soft kiss to his forehead, then slipped back into the water as the temple bells began to ring. A young woman in simple robes came walking along the garden path, saw the prince, and ran to him. As he opened his eyes, the first face he saw was hers. From the waves half hidden behind a rock, the Little Mermaid watched. When he smiled at the maiden, something inside her broke. She turned and swam home, leaving her heart behind on the shore.
This shell holds the power now, Little Mermaid. Your voice will soon be mine.
From that day on, the Little Mermaid was never quite the same. She no longer played in the coral gardens with her sisters. She no longer sang in the halls where her voice once made even the whales fall silent in wonder. Instead, she swam alone, always toward the same stretch of coast. Hidden among the rocks, she watched the prince's castle from afar. Sometimes she saw him riding his horse along the shore, cloak snapping in the wind. Sometimes he walked among the palace gardens, deep in thought. Sometimes he stood at the edge of the water, staring out at the waves as if searching for an answer he could not name. Each time she glimpsed him, her heart soared and ached all at once. She knew he did not remember the girl who had held him through the storm. He believed, as everyone told him, that the temple maiden had found and rescued him. Still, the Little Mermaid loved him, not just for his face or his smile, but for his kindness to his people, the way he listened more than he spoke, the way he laughed with the sailors as if he were one of them. Love, once planted, had grown into something larger than herself.
You must believe me, Alara. I would never let anything happen to you. Stay here with me, where it's safe.
I wish I could, but I can't.
The music is simply divine tonight.
At last, she could keep her
Indeed,
questions
the
no
orchestra
longer.
is superb.
One evening, after returning from watching the prince's distant silhouette fade into the dusk, she sought out her grandmother again. "Grandmother," she asked softly, "humans, their souls live forever, even after their bodies die?" Her grandmother nodded solemnly. "Yes, their bodies fall, but their souls rise to the stars. They go where we cannot follow."
I truly enjoyed
"And
our walk
we?"
today.
The little
As did
mermaid
I.
asked.
I can't
"We
remember
live
the last
long,"
time I laughed this much.
the old woman replied. "Much longer than they. But when our time ends, we become foam upon the waves and vanish. No memory,
dearest,
no journey,
You
no
have
eternity."
made this day truly
The little mermaid's
magical.
fingers curled into the fabric of her dress. "So, if I were human, I could gain a soul?" Her grandmother sighed. "Only if a human loved you more than anything in the world. If his love were so deep and true that priest and altar would bind your lives together, then his soul would share its eternity with yours. But child, humans rarely give such love. And for a mermaid to become human at all, that is a path of great pain." The little mermaid looked upward into the endless blue. "I would rather live one day as a human with a soul than 300 years without one." Her grandmother touched her cheek,
I'm so
eyes
glad you could
shining
make it,
with
my
quiet
prince.
sorrow. "You have a brave heart, but remember, bravery always carries a price." That very night, the sea palace shone brighter than ever before. Lanterns of
beautiful, isn't
glowing
it?
jellyfish hung
More
from the
beautiful than I
ceilings.
imagined.
The floors were polished shells that reflected the dancers like mirrors. "A court ball," her grandmother said cheerfully. "Let humans have their festivals. We have our own." Music swelled as mermaids and mermen twirled gracefully in the water, their hair streaming behind them like banners. Soon the Sea King called for his youngest daughter to sing. The little mermaid stepped forward. Though her heart was heavy, she obeyed. When she opened her mouth, the sound that emerged was pure and clear as a bell. The entire hall fell silent. Her song was full of longing and distant shores, of storm and rescue, of love that could not speak its name. No one knew the story behind her voice, but everyone felt its ache. When the last note faded, the court burst into applause. Tails slapped the floor, hands clapped, eyes shone with admiration. For a brief moment, the little mermaid felt light. She had something no one else possessed. Not beauty, not jewels, but a voice that could move hearts. Yet even in that moment of triumph, her gaze drifted toward the faraway surface. As the laughter and dancing resumed, she slipped quietly away, back to her garden of red flowers. There in the stillness, a sound pierced the deep, the clear, distant call of a bugle horn from a ship above. Her heart leaped. He is out there, she thought. And I am still here, halfway between his world and my own, belonging to neither. She closed her eyes. I will not wait for miracles, she whispered to herself. If there is a path, even the darkest one, I will walk it. That night, while her sisters danced in the palace halls, the Little Mermaid swam toward the farthest, deepest part of the sea, toward the place where sunlight never shone, toward the cave of the sea witch.
No, that cannot be. Are you certain of this news? Speak quickly. I can't believe it. This is the best news I've heard all week.
Trust me, this time it's different. The sorcerer showed me the way out of this curse.
Different how? Every solution you find only makes things worse.
The water grew colder. Twisted plants rose from the seafloor like grasping hands. Strange shadows moved beyond the edge's sight. At last, she came to a cave lit by the dim glow of bones and strange living flames. From within, a voice curled out like smoke. I know why you have come, child. The sea witch emerged, tall, terrible, her hair writhing in the current like ink, her eyes sharp and ancient. You desire the love of a prince, she said, and the immortal soul that might follow. The Little Mermaid swallowed, but did not look away. Yes, I can give you a potion, the witch went on.
Everything will be all right.
Drink it,
I won't
and
let
your
anything
tail
happen
will
to
split
you or
into
your
2
people.
legs. You will walk as humans do. You will be beautiful and light and graceful. No
understand your
dancer
concerns
in
about the
any
harvest,
human
truly.
court will match you.
Thank you.
Her
Your
voice
support means a
hardened.
great deal to me.
But every step you take will feel as if you are walking on knives. Blood will never show, but pain will be your shadow. And once you become human, you can never return to the sea. Never again will you live among your father or sisters. She leaned closer. If the prince marries another, your heart will break. At dawn on the day after
course.
his wedding,
I wouldn't miss
you
it for
will
the world.
dissolve into foam and
Celebration
vanish.
could be held near
The Little
Whispering
Mermaid's
Falls this
hands
year.
trembled, but her
Sounds
gaze
wonderful.
remained
The weather should be
steady.
perfect for it.
And
I am so glad
what
you could
must I
make it.
give?
The festival
The
preparations
witch's
are nearly
lips
complete.
curled.
Indeed.
Your
The
voice,
courtyard looks
that is
beautiful
your
this time of
greatest
year.
gift. I will have it. You will still have your beauty, your kindness, your eyes that speak more than words. But no song, no speech, silence. There it was, the price of her longing. Without her voice, she could never tell the prince that she was the one who had saved him. She could never speak of the storm, the night, the kiss on the shore. But her heart had already chosen. I will do it, she said. The witch brought forth a shell, and with dark magic, she drew the girl's voice out like a glowing ribbon of sound. The Little Mermaid felt the music torn from her throat, leaving only silence behind. The witch sealed the voice into the shell and set a small vial of shimmering liquid in the mermaid's hand.
Ordained by the heavens.
Go,
May your journey
she
together
said.
be filled with enduring love
Drink
and
it at the
profound
edge
joy.
of the
You take this
shore,
woman to be your
in the
wife.
light of
I take
morning.
this man. I now
And
pronounce you husband
remember,
and wife.
child,
You may kiss the bride.
love can save you
We are gathered
or
here to
destroy
witness this sacred
you.
union.
Holding the
take you to be my
potion
husband.
tightly,
In
the
sickness
Little
and in
Mermaid
health.
swam upward toward the surface, toward her choice, toward the unknown.
This is the happiest day of my life. Mine too.